This is Wylock number 30, so we're going back and reviewing zero product property. If we're given x minus 4 times x minus 2 is equal to 0, remember, what zero product property is stating is that it's basically just your factors are just going to equal 0. So in this case, we can separate it into x minus 4 is equal to 0 and x minus 2 is equal to 0. In this case, we get x is equal to 4 and x is equal to 2 as our two answers. Moving on. Now, we are trying to evaluate the following expressions given the functions below. We have gx over here, we have fx over here, we have hx over here, and we have jx over here. Now, let's try number 7. H is negative 4. So what we have to do is we have to go to the list of equations and look here. That's the hx function, and we can see that it's negative times negative x. If we have negative times negative x, and our x is negative 4, we can substitute that x and replace it with a negative 4. Now, negative times negative 4 is a positive 4. Negative times positive 4 is just negative 4, and that would be our answer. Let's try j. Let's try number 8. J is negative negative 2. Now, negative times negative is a positive, so you can just say that j has an input of 2. If we go look at our formula, we can see that jx is equal to 100 divided by x. So what we have to do is we just have to do 100 divided by x. And since we know that x is equal to 2, we can substitute that value, and we get 50 as a result. Moving on. Now, we're trying to find the excluded values once again. We have 5 over x minus 5 over 6 is equal to 5 over 3. This is a little bit more complicated, but it's a lot simple. It'll get simpler. So we realize that whenever we have fractions, we want to get rid of them since we want to find the excluded values. So what we have to do is we have to look at this x value over here. Now, remember, 5 over a 0, or any number over 0, that is undefined. Since it is not possible, you can't divide by nothing. Since that is the case, your excluded value would just be 0. Since so your excluded value is equal to 0. Since if x was equal to 0, it would be 5 over 0 minus 5 over 6 is equal to 5 over 3rd. And this is clearly this over here, which means it's undefined. So we know that x is equal to 0 is our excluded value. Moving on. You have 5x plus 20 over 7x plus 28. Now, whenever we're trying to find our excluded values, we have to remember 7x, our denominator has to equal 0 if we want to find our excluded values. So, values, we make 7x plus 28 equal to 0, and as a result, we get 7x is equal to negative 28. If we divide 7 on both sides, and we get negative 4. Now what this means is that if we input negative 4 into here, into the denominator, we'll get 0, which means that we get a number over 0, which is not possible. So we know as a fact, our excluded value is going to be x is equal to negative 4. Moving on. Now we're going back to the basics, simplifying the following expressions. So what we're going to do here is that we can see that there is 2x, x squared minus 4 divided by x squared plus 4x plus 4. Now we have a quadratic function here, and we also have another quadratic function over here as well. So what we can do is we can try to simplify them and factor them out. So in this case, x squared minus 4, well, that's just x minus 2 times x plus 2. And we're down here, x squared plus 4x plus 4 can also be simplified to x plus 2 times x plus 2. If you multiply this out, you see that x times x is x squared, 2 times x is plus 2x, and then do the outside as well, you get plus 2x, and then your last endpoints would be 4, giving you x squared plus 4x plus 4. Now, we can see that x plus 2 and x plus 2 share a common factor from numerator and denominator. Since these are the same amount, we can just cross them out, because 3 divided by 3, or in general, a number over a number, if they are the same number, it's just going to equal 1. Now, our simplified equation would be x minus 2 over x plus 2. And that is our simplified expression from here. Moving on. Oh, and that's just it for Whylock. Oh, 1, 2. Yep, that's it for Whylock number 30.